My man Gotham coming in with diamond hands to get the party started for Monday. Has anyone had a look at the bio sector? Bio. What have we been talking about here, guys, in the last couple of weeks? Oh, yeah. See you guys very soon. Enjoy the intro. It's a bio day. What's going on, everyone? Oh, I can't believe what's happening today. Woo! Hot diggity. These biotech stocks have been coming in hard for the last couple of days. We saw the rotation. We had the big brains as the community, and oh my God. Let's just have a quick look here at the rankings on the nasty stock twits. What's going on here? Let's have a look. Most active. Is it there? No. Is it trending? Yes. Is CRISPR going crazy too? Absolutely. It's good. I love to see it. CRISPR, Intellia, therapeutics, everything else. It's a good day on the biotech sectors, and I'm kind of glad that we've been discussing this last couple of weeks because it just shows that sometimes it pays to have a really good plan and also believe in your conviction. Now, I've talked about it for a long time that I think we're in the decade of biotechnology being the thing. Maybe we're a bit early to it, and there is something to be said about being early and being late to the party. And if you're too early, it's all bad. And if you're too late, obviously it's all bad. You've got to be in that sweet spot. And that's where Kathy Wood actually has been getting in recently. She's been doing a pretty good job at picking, I think, some of the sweet spot industries, except for space. Even though I know SPCE is going, no. I say too early. That's what we're going to go with. How's everyone going out there on Monday? I've just been ranting there for about a minute, but I hope you're going well, and I'm hoping I'm not muted. I don't think we are. You guys good? Joseph De Sousa says, Beam is going wild too. Yeah, most of them are pretty much running through here, which is awesome. Dollar index breaking to a high here on the 2 hour. I just thought I'd start off with this one. Let's have a look at the 1 hour. Beautiful closure above here early in the session. I'm sure many people will be looking at purchasing off this level. That is a classic channel. And on top of that, that has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistances that could become support. It's a pretty cool zone. No doubt that's pretty sweet when you look at things like this. Now, what does that mean? Well, if the dollar index is in the movement up here, I mean, oh, that looks good. Maybe too good. Because it looks so damn good right now. The closure's awesome. We'll watch it throughout the session, but it could spoke some bad news for gold traders. So we'll have a look at gold, but you can see here, still trapped within the area. We've still got 1800 on the resistance break that we're looking for. And of course, for the bearish side, 1760 and down. It was a pretty good weekend for BTC. It really recovered heavily. Big part of this, I think, was the BTC shorts coming out of it. The nasty whales, as I tweeted, follow FX Evolution, ! Twitter in the chat if you want to follow us. Get the link up, Dave, if you can, if you're there for Monday. And we see here the big movement around from the whales, and they've been very active. Now, there's a lot of chitter chat going on in the Discord community, and people are talking about Tether. And they're talking about, this becoming a big story again. Now, I have not been a fan of Tether ever since I even found out that supposedly it was backed against the US dollar. I don't know. Have they ever really said that it is or not? As a community, who the hell knows what's going on with Tether? But BTC shorts coming straight back out. Supposedly, a lot of this is people getting out of the US Tether play and then going into USC play or something like that. I don't know if that's true or not. The main thing that we want to be looking at here is BTC's recovery, and we know where the pain probably ends, and it's somewhere around 35.5. Why is that? Because at that point, we're going to be breaking to a new high, and we can start the road to recovery to 38,000, then to 40,000, and of course, hopefully, eventually 42,000, where the really big whales will be fighting each other. 42K will be when we know we're out of this random accumulation. Now, for the downside, people, what you clearly have put a line in the sand here for is you've got incredible wick buying pressure. Incredible. Look at this. Look at the wick buying that's occurred on here. So much wick purchasing. And if it closes ever underneath this zone, do we think it's going to crash? I want the chat to tell us right now. Chat, where do you think this would go? Community? Tell me, if it gets underneath this, let's call it 28,000 zone and has a closure, where do you think BTC would go next? Tell me right now. Let's read some of the chat here. G'day, Tom and the chap, says Trilly Messiah. What's up, Trilly? Good to have you here. Need some green, says Savage Joe. Hopefully you're in biotech. I'm fully stuck in lockdown in Sydney now, so doing great, says Sam. Yeah, unfortunately, most of Australia seems to be in some form of lockdown at this point. Who knows what's going on? Vio Noob says, Tom, your morning show is better than anything out there, even better than the Benzinga. I've never watched the Benzinga, but what is that, like a American Open? I've been to the website before. Let's see what people think here. 20K, 26K, 20K, 19K, Valdo says. 10K, Finken says. Yeah, I think 20K. 10K, no doubt, says Vio Noob. Did you change that, Vio? Most people going about 20K, it seems. Yeah, I think 20 is probably around the correct area. Main reason is that when you have to think about what's going on from a perspective of closing below here, you're really taking out the last line of buying defense. At that point, fear takes over, and the next point is 20. You can see very little bit of resistance here. Plus, if we scroll out, it was also the previous peak. So around that 20, and then after that, it really could be 10 or 12,000. And that would be drastically bad. At that point, you've really got to start thinking about the next levels here for BTC. Let's just have a quick look around the market, because I think most of the healthcare stocks are going pretty well today, including the bio. But what that's leading to is we've got a tale of two markets again, and the rotation early here is US 100, US 30, US 500, but it's all in the US 100 right now. 0.35% up for the US 100 Nasdaq as it makes its way higher, and we'll take a look at that very, very soon. So yeah, BTC, I'm quietly confident here. We need to get through 35.5. Of course, the UK banned Binance or something on the weekend. I can't remember what happened, but that doesn't seem to have taken the wind out of the sails. It's really just about the price action, and that's what we should be paying attention to. We've got a new member coming in here. Wow, remote CFOs becoming a member, the day trader tier. Remember to sync your Discord and membership remote. Thank you very much, and welcome to the community. Appreciate it a lot, man. We've also got a big $10 donation coming in as well from Code Blue 5007 Crazy 8. Says, could you take a look at Tesla and let me know whether it's ready for a bounce? I lost 8K on Friday. It dropped relentlessly all day, and I couldn't short it into TDA. Okay. Code Blue, we'll take a look. Wow. Let me just quickly click this. Ooh. See, a lot of people know that we've been following CRISPR, but I've been following a couple others, and I shared one of them actually today, and I'm a bit pissed off. So we did a bit of a cover in the rooms here, and I'll just show you guys. So this is actually a really good movement here, NTLA. Now, NTLA is what's really firing today. You want to talk about what's firing? This had a mega ascending triangle on it. So let's just quickly go over here and get NTLA up before we do Tesla. Wait, where are we? Where are we now? Whoa, 140. 138 on the pre, 56. You'd almost think it's AMC with that kind of move. This is what biotech can do to you both ways, though. That is a huge movement. It's exceeding my expectations here in early, but what a beautiful pattern. Weekly. Remember, this is a weekly ascending triangle. Big bullish hammer, continuous peak testing, big close on the Friday, coming in with some volume as well in the last 2 weeks. You can't tell me that Wall Street doesn't plan these sorts of things. Look at this. Why is there so much volume? Look at the volume just before the breakout, because they know there's loose lips in Wall Street on this one. Loose lips. Welcome to the 834 viewers here early for the Monday session. Thank you very much for joining us. Let's just quickly go now to Tesla and take a look. So, I'm actually surprised it's only down 0.55%. Wasn't Tesla, wasn't there something that was going on with recalls? 300K recalls. I'm not sure how big a deal that is, but yeah, 300K recalls, I heard. $668. Now, what I have a belief on here is probably that Tesla may close the gap and may even test from the top down and then potentially move up. Now, I don't know how big that news is. There's always counteracting news going on, 300K recalls. Well, that could be bad or it could be good. It's never going to be good, but it could be not as bad as you think. It's kind of like Peloton got recalled as well. But I think that the gap close here, so where it gapped from 656 up to the 675 could be filled. So unfortunately, Code Blue, I could kind of see it doing this and then turning around. You said that you had, you've obviously gone into it fairly bullish here on the Friday session. I'm surprised you're so bullish around the 700. I must say that, because when you're thinking about it, you've got trend line all the way going across this level. And that trend line's intersecting with $700, which we know is a key psychological zone. We saw it over here when we were looking at Tesla. We saw problems. It's had a monster breakout with a gap, which we could theorize that it was possibly coming down. I'm not saying like you've done anything wrong. It is what it is, man. But yeah, from the perspective of you probably, sometimes we get a little bit greedy. I fall into that trap. You get a little bit of the FOMO. And when you get the FOMO, then you end up picking it before it does the closure or before it gets to the area. Think about scale in, scale out, guys. Whenever you're processing the next order, if you're waiting for a breakout and you want to have a certain plan that is like, if it moves above this percentage of this candle by a certain amount, something's replicatable, then you add a certain amount of the order. Maybe it's a third, maybe it's half of the order position, whatever it is. And then you wait for the closer confirmation to get the rest in, or you wait for the pullback to get the rest in. Some different strategies work for different people, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that you don't want to go all in too early. How many of you, tell me honestly, chat, how many of you have been caught out by making that mistake, by getting in too early in anticipation of the move? And I'll tell you this firsthand, sometimes it works out for you. And you think, yeah, I'm going to do that again. Hell yeah, I'm going to do that again. It worked out for me. And of course, when you put the bigger order position in, guess what happens? You get messed up. And we don't want to be getting messed up. So you want it the same thing, like you basically want to be a robot that follows Wall Street. That's what you want to be. 700 break clear is what we're looking for on Tesla. We want to see a closure above that area. And I could still see it coming down and filling the gap. Sorry to tell you, but that's the kind of way I'm looking at it today. This gap closure could certainly occur. Bobby Chang says, I FOMO'd at 690. Well, it depends whether it's a trade or an investment there, Bobby. But yeah, no, don't do the FOMO. Everyone's putting their hands up. They're like, yep, I've done that. Been there, been burnt, says Mr. Murray. Yeah, we all have. Don't worry, guys. Don't think I haven't done it. No. Bad, but you know what? You've got to get that one trade that just you remember and you think, that sucked. I'm never going to do that again. And once you get that pivot, I call them pivot points. And when you get that pivot, then you've got to always remember that. Some people, I've even said when I've coached them, put it on a piece of paper, stick it on a sticky note I want to see it on your screen so that you do not make that mistake again. And you'd be surprised. It works quite well. Welcome to the 1,000 people we've got in here. Kevin says, I'm bad. Yes. Tony Hall says, Tesla is fake news updates via over the air. Okay. So it's mixture of information. Yeah, it would be down probably more, but I still think the gap fill is very, very, very possible here. Code Blue, sorry to hear about that. Hopefully it can turn around for you soon, and you can make the right decision. But yeah, gap fill seems to be a technical thing that could occur here, and we'll see how it opens up. All right, let's continue our discussion. So we had BTC coming in strong, 34,377. We're looking for a 35.5 from a technical peak, and we saw that closure below. We've got Ethereum starting to fire a little bit better. We don't have a 2050 closure on this time frame. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we don't have it. Let's have a look at the 2 hour. 2 hour, we don't have it. So it's important that you wait for the close confirmation. 1 hour, we do have it. So the 1 hour gave us a close confirmation above. The 2 hour, the 3 hour, the 4 hour have not. And we'll have to come back and have a look at Ethereum over the time. Let's now go through our thought process for the QQQ for the Nasdaq for the week ahead. So number one, let's have a look at the QQQ. Let's go to the weekly. We can see decision was made last week. Very, very strong candle, big move. We have our ascending channel. And if anyone's come in for the first time, we've had this here for a little while. Make sure to subscribe to find out more about ascending channels, and other things. But yeah, beautiful movement here. Supports, resistances. I'm going to go forward using this setup because I think this setup is pretty good. We had the long leg doji indecision. We've got the decision made, which leads into some good statistics that we should be able to see in the market, guys, through the end of June into the July. Now, let me see if I've got it ready for you. All right, 1 second. I don't think I do. Bugger. I do. Don't worry. I always have it. So if we scroll down through here and then we bring this up, these are the months of the year and how the US stock market has moved over those months. So we've got, of course, the June period. We know that June is historically pretty good. We know that July is the best month of the year by 1928 to 2021. That doesn't mean that every single July is going to be the best month to be in, but it does give you that idea. And you've got to think about these things. Let's stack as much as we can in our favor. That's what we want to do this week. That's what we want to do every week. Stack the reasons that make logical sense, not the FUD, not the mainstream media, not the crap that sometimes you hear out there, which we hear a lot of crap. I actually almost got scared. You know, I had to hold myself back on the weekend because I was reading Twitter, and that was probably a mistake in itself. But I was reading Twitter, and this person was having this massive bear attack on the market. I mean, oh man, it was enough to terrify you out of everything that you'd ever been in. And I was thinking, look, I understand your points, bro, but this guy was scaring the crap out of everyone with his stuff. And I'm thinking, you know, it's not objective. You could poke holes in it. There just was not that much objectivity to it. But it's amazing how much that even started to hurt my psychology. And I was like, now get the hell out of here, bro. I'm not going to read that anymore. And then, yeah, I just I made sure I will never check that person again. So 1.6.8 for the June-July quarter. When we scroll down here, these are just pure facts. I mean, they're literally stats that have been taken out of the market. And this is the 2009 period to 2021 period. And you can see that, again, July and August actually have been historically very, very good months. November, also historically a very good month in the US. So if we're taking that into consideration, May, flattish. June, mediocre. July, we've got price action that's breaking out to new peaks in the S&P as well. Then we've got August, generally pretty good. September, hideous. Notoriously hideous. And we think about, a lot of people are starting to learn this stuff. So what would Wall Street like to do? Well, they would probably like to make it a little bit different, a little bit of change, but we're not seeing that in the price action coming into July. In fact, I'm seeing people get more bearish into July than I expected. Let's have a look here at the fear and greed for the S&P 500. Let's see what the Twitter and the social media reading is. So the greed is actually not as high as you would think. So it's not like over here where the market was super greedy. And see this? See when everyone on the Twitters and stuff got super greedy? Look what the market did. Went down. So we can use something like this fear and greed index to give us a bit of a heads up on what's going on in the markets. And I think clearly we've actually got more fear than I would have thought come into July, which with the price action that we're seeing, with the all-time peaks, with the US 500 going up to our potential community trend line here, breaching a new high last week. Is this the market that makes it look, does this look weak? It doesn't currently look weak to me. Doesn't. Even some of the stocks that were looking bearish started turning around. That being said, there's got to be another pullback this year. There's no way that this market could get up here, you would think, and go woohoo all the way to our trend line 4,400 on the S&P and 15K maybe even plus on the Nas and not have a significant pullback. So we've got to be careful, but the bullishness is still here currently in the markets. And until we don't see that in price action, we've got to pay attention to what the market's telling us. Gotham Bag says, I think this time around July end, August will be bad. I am going to go with, it depends on the speed here. Absolutely. The speed is the big thing. Josephine Van Schaik becoming a member for 2 months. Thank you very much, Josephine. I remember when you became a member last month. So appreciate your continuous support here. It's always good to have. So yeah, US 500 is coming up. If these markets rally hard, let's say this Nasdaq rallies super hard, get rid of this and we'll just load in here. If we see this thing go to 15K in the month of July and June, the back end of June, let's say the non-farm payrolls coming out this week, which is the jobs report in the US, and everything's like, woohoo, it's all good, and we go all the way to 15K, the faster we hit that, the more likely there is to be a big correction the next month. We're going to use the technicals to give us an idea, and this is certainly one of the things I'm looking at. I don't believe that the market is that healthy for us to be able to hit this level and not see some bearish pressure. It's not going to just be like this. It's very unlikely that it's going to be like this. So yeah, we're going to watch it. We're going to keep paying attention to what we're currently seeing, which is, relatively bullish action. Can we break down the 1 hour for any trade opportunities? Let's have a look here. I think we did a great job on the S&P 500 on Friday. Did you guys see that channel and how it broke out? Wow. So we've got a little bit of resistance here in the Asian session. Well, that was the 25th. We've got some support, 25th. So basically a high and a low of that area. Let's have a look at the NDX. Okay. So we have our high point. We have our low point, and we know that there's going to be some buying pressure around this 14,324. And of course, the resistance is just going to breach and then hopefully go up by whatever it is. Now, what time frame can we use for the moving average that we want to follow? 2 hour? Probably 2 hour. So that means if we did go up, when we pull back to the 2 hour 20, we're going to be looking for turnaround stories. Something along those lines is the kind of thing we will be checking out throughout the sessions. Lou says, Tom, the volume for the S&P 500 is too low to be bullish. I think we need to remember, though, that the volume, how does volume work? It's transactions. So you've got bullish and you've got bearish, and obviously you've got buyers and sellers. Now, if everyone was, let's say I had this market and no one wanted to sell, but everyone wanted to buy. Could we theoretically go up with really low volume, Lou? You guys, you answer me. Chat, answer me. Could we go up? So I'm hodling. I'm like, hell no, you're not getting none of my shares. You want to pay me $16,000 for my Nasdaq? Well, yeah, I'll take that, but I'm not going to take $14,600. You can get out of here. I'm not trading that. That's my Nasdaq for this price, and I don't want to give it to you. Now, if you have more people hodling and more people effectively just saying, I'm not getting out of this position, could the share price theoretically go up? You've got to answer that one. Victor Lau says, absolutely. Trishan says, yes. this is where I've done it before. I put on the thumbnail low volume, and be like question mark. Oh my god! And look, I understand it's a common technique used to get people to show interest, but realistically, it's not the volume is very important, but it's important in the certain areas, and that's what we need to be always paying attention. Now, if we had AMC here, and we see AMC blow a new peak through this level, and it does so with increased volume, bullish volume. Is that good? Yeah, because it shows the buy momentum is certainly there. But and in the closure breakout, it's important. Then if it goes to lower volume as it's melting up, is that important? Well, it just means that it's going up with less people selling, and therefore less people buying, but people are still prepared to pay a higher price. So yeah. That's what we're looking for. By the way, AMC fans, this is exactly the kind of range that you're in at the moment. And I think one of the early signs that you might be looking more bullish is when you get above 60, if that does happen. Obviously, bearish side is going to be 52, kind of 30. Gets through there. $40 is the technical level that it should go to. Gets through the peak. Should be all-time highs, maybe even $75. That would be pretty cool. Tim M says definitely it can go up on low volume. It certainly can. Look, I'm not saying it's the best for the health of the market, but probably the better tool to look at for the health of the market when it's going up is not so much volume, it's more breadth of the market. And I think that's where people misinterpret what they're looking for. If you have tons and tons of companies in the SP 500, let's say 400 of the 500 are going up substantially with new 52-week highs. Is that healthy for the market? Well, it means the market's going up across the board. If you have just 150 companies of the 500 going up hard, let's say it's all the tech companies going up and the biotech, is that healthy for the market? You would say, no, this sucks. Now, the market could still go up on low volume or high volume or whatever, but this is not the type of healthy market that you should be looking at. So it's important more about breadth and thinking about how many companies are going up while they're doing it. And I'm not saying it's the healthiest we've ever seen. It certainly isn't. But the price action is there. So we've got the US 100. Looks good for the start of the week currently. We've got the US 500. Looks fine. US 30. That's kind of like got a few companies that are a bit nasty. We go over to the US 10-year. Just hit that resistance. You'll see here our big trend line of lower peaks. So the 10-year is pretty important when you're thinking about the Nasdaq, etc. And this just hit that kind of peak, found some resistance, and is currently shorting off. Now, if that continues, is that good for the Nasdaq? Yeah, absolutely. If it breaches these series of lower peaks, is that bad for the Nasdaq? I certainly think it's something we should be paying some attention to and then looking for the price action on the Nasdaq to coincide with it. That's what we're probably much looking at. Jagercroft says, nice run on NTLA. Yeah, NTLA is phenomenal right now. Obviously, it's too late if you're not in it. That type of thing has sailed the ship across. So gold, silver at the hands of the dollar index, which is currently going bullish. We've got US oil floundering around that zone. As I said last week, I think this is in the middle of nowhere area right now. So that's 70 kind of 3 to 75 zone. Yeah, oil's tough. It got to the level we wanted. I'm very happy with that, but I feel like it's ready for a bit of coiling now as it gets potentially ready even to smash through 75, 76. I'm still careful of it. Let's continue down here though. We've got a whole bunch of stocks going fairly well. So firstly, Square. Let's actually jump on over to the Webull. If you're interested in Webull, click the links in the description below. Get free stock, and I get something as well, I believe. If you're interested in signing up and getting with them. CRISPR Therapeutics, 9.64%. This is just the speculatives. Churchill Group, 3.61. AMC, 2.44. What else we got here? Shopify, 1.34. We'll take a look at that in a second. And then of all of these stocks, not too much movement in the meme kind of speculation. Where the bigger movement is today is in our favorite sectors, the hyper stocks, the healthcare, the biotechnology in general. So we've got Shopify, Roku, big moves there on that. Square up 0.93%. Nvidia up another day, 0.9%. Wow. That's insane. Nvidia is unstoppable. Baidu, Salesforce, Visa, Twilio, and we'll go through the Chinese stocks soon because they had some very nice moves on them in the Friday session. And then on the negative side, we really don't have much yet in this pre-market. So we're about a 1 hour away from the US opening at this point. Darth Vader, that's correct. On TradingView, the symbol is BTC shorts. You can also use, if you want to know where the market's at, you can also use this, which is the Datamish. I actually quite like this one. This shows you basically the Bitfinex short data. You can scroll through and you can see the price overlaid with BTC shorts. It shows you at the pinnacle peak here, when you get that massive percentage short, the power of the whales to the Bitcoin market. Look at this. Look at the power of the whales. So when you're seeing them scale up orders, we knew we had to be worried about that. And for anyone on the weekend, I mean, one of the things I said on the weekend over here on the Twitters at FX Evolution was I said Bitcoin whales have started to remove their short positions, and you can see the price action. You can see it actually, they're removing the price, and then at the same time, it's increasing. And this guy over here doesn't seem to like it very much. But yeah, this is the exact type of thing. I personally believe that this is the type of thing that makes a lot of sense when you're seeing the price action do the same thing. At this point, when it was doing this, if we go back over and we have a look at Bitcoin and we think about what was going on, it was breaching this level here. So you had trough, peak, lower trough, and then effectively you made lower peak, higher trough, higher peak on the smaller time frame, and then breach through this zone. Now, is these levels key zones to be purchasing at? Yeah, you could certainly say so from a technical level. When you also are seeing the whales with you, it makes a lot of sense. Musti says, can't use Webull as EU citizen? Not even can I. I can't use it at all. I can't use it at all. Kevin says, check out oil, Tom. I had a look at oil. But there's not much for me, Kevin. I mean, oil has hit the zone that I wanted. So at this point, what do we do? Speaking of Bitcoins and crypto, I found a really, really nice little channel that's going on here, ascending channel that's going on in Square at the moment. And you'll notice it's got these beautiful peaks and troughs that have been coming through. Look at that. Beautiful. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And of course, I believe the pre-market today is going to be fairly strong here because of the Bitcoin move for Square. So yeah, really nice ascending there. You can just spot sometimes these day trader kind of opportunities. They really come in. And we had another one recently with Regen. And if we have a look at Regeneron, this is one that we've had for quite a while. And I did this in the private community today. And you had the 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And then obviously you never really want to do the shorts when you're in ascending. You always want to take the buy opportunities. And it's just breached out. And the good news about that is that usually means it's getting ready for a much larger move. I mean, the move then goes towards new peaks that haven't been reached in some time. So yeah, really, really, really nice stuff going on from the technical perspective. Himalaya says, has space been covered? Look, we can cover space. I mean, I know it's going nuts and everything, but for me, very, very close. I mean, 58.73, we're talking about resistance at somewhere around 59.60 zone. A lot of people are going for a lot here. I don't quite get it. I gotta say, I don't get it. I understand that there's a lot of hype around this stuff, just like last time, but I see it more as a pumpy dumpy. And this is a pumpy dumpy on space. Virgin Galactic Holdings, it wasn't that long ago that everyone was incredibly negative on it. We saw that breakout. I thought it would kind of stop somewhere in these areas here, about 34. Then, of course, recently it's breached very hard, and we're getting to about the 60 zone. This, I think, will be hard pressed to get through. You know, maybe it'll do it just in one foul swoop, but generally speaking, yeah, $60, somewhere around there. Surely people are going to be taking profit. And you got to be very careful in a pumpy dumpy. You do need to be very careful. Garrett Self coming in with a $5 donation. Good morning from Arkansas. How did I meant to say that? Arkansas. Arcans. I can't remember how I was meant to say it. Someone told me the other day. Hope everyone's doing well. We are, Garrett. Thank you very much. Will you look at BNGO whenever you get the chance? Looking at the 18-day and 36-day calls. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at BNGO for you, man. BNGO. Then we'll continue with our normal segments going through our stocks of interest and go through all of that stuff. So we've got $8 here on the early morning, 5% on Friday, 6.38% today. Well, it's biotechnology, so you know it's going to be a big pump in the morning here for it. Look, I think when we discussed this for you last week, Garrett, and I can't remember if you asked about this, we talked about this breakout here. We talked about the $8 being a really important level to get through. There's a reason why it's in this pre-market. Arkansas. Man, you guys are even confusing me in the chat here. Somebody's basically saying Arkansas. No. We'll go Arkansas. There we go. I'm so bad at pronouncing some of the towns in America. Okay, so trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak. This is a good sign from the 2 hour. We obviously have the breach. We have an $8 resistance here early. And, you know, this can be taken as a flag. Now, is it too far a pullback on the flag? Let's have a look. Peak to trough. Oh, let's go with not that one because that was like a bit of an outlier. So it's around the 38.2 fib. Now, you guys know I hate Fibonacci's and flags that pull back anywhere past 50%, specifically 38.2 fib. Now, if we're taking this distance, let's say we believe all the biotechnology sector is going to fire now for quite a few more days, and we take that movement and we extrapolate that out, does it proof in the market? I mean, it's calling huge moves. I think on the Friday session, I was talking about $10 being one of the key levels. And obviously from the short side, anything under 7 will be very important from the short side. So I still maintain probably around $10 from a technical perspective. And then after that, about 12. So it's got some leg room in it, this BNGO. I don't know much about the company size of it, $2 billion. So not incredibly huge. Then we've got Shane Coble. Good to have you back, Shane. You must be in biotechnology today. Australian, $10. I need your coffee money, Shane. Thank you very much. Coffee on the community. Appreciate it, sir. Give some claps out. Whoa, everyone's coming back. Did I see $77? $77. My God. He's back. US $4 with the coffee. Great to have you here, Sandollar. The OGs. Now, for anyone that doesn't know, Sandollar and Shane they've been big watchers of the channel back when we were a lot smaller. So I appreciate it, guys. And then we've got $77 coming in again with $7. GRNQ is a good sympathy play off space. Arkansas, he says. All right, let's have a look at GRNQ. Green Pro Capital. Really? Is this the right one? GRN. Okay. From a perspective of where we are right now, well, at least you've got a resistance. So resistance, about the 155. We have trough, peak, higher trough, obviously higher peak over here. Breach this zone. Beautiful movement, lightning bolt towards the bullish side, Sandollar. Getting through to 50 exponential as well at the same time, which is on the daily. This is the blue line for anyone that doesn't know. These are basically the most used moving averages as well. So if you ever read like a UBS report or a JP Morgan report or anything like that, generally speaking, the biggest, most used moving averages will always be something like a 20, whether it's a moving average, like a SMA or an EMA, they'll always use it. 50, 100, 200. And the 200 daily in particular, SMA in this case, is used heavily throughout all these reports. So if you ever get a chance, that's usually what they have there. Yeah, I would love to see a 153 breach. If that occurs, then you should be able to make it quite easily to 180 from the participation phase. You'll probably smash straight into the daily 200 from the bottom up and then have a little bit of resistance selling there. And then past that level, well, really could get serious. So GR and Q. Okay. Good luck, Sand Dollar. And hopefully it doesn't go under 113 because that would be quite bad. We've also got J-Rock becoming a member for 2 months. Thank you very much, J-Rock. Great to have you here all the time. ACK says, we're still missing Harry, though. Yeah, I thought he might have come out of the woodworks with the Tesla, but you guys were too mean to Harry. That's what happened. He just got out of there. What will be the new GME, says Lena. I don't think there's necessarily a new GME. Maybe GME will be the new GME. Maybe GME will be the new GME. Remember, it hasn't fired for quite some time. There's only 2 pillars, in my opinion, and that's the GME and the AMC. Everything else is pumpy-dumpy. Speaking of pumpy-dumpy, let's just quickly go over here to some analysis on what was happening in the Chinese stocks. That was probably the story of Friday. The story of Monday might be biotechnology, but the story of Friday was the firing of these stocks. And we've been adding them in our list for the last couple of weeks. We've been knowing that there was a time when they were going to turn around, and we theorized that it was all happening because, of course, we got our breakout, our closure above the downward trend line. And this has been an incredibly steep downward trend line. Remember, what I always say on the channel is this is the beginning of the repair of a market. And what we're trying to understand is, do we want to buy it all of this time as a trader, as an investor, as anyone really? Do you really want to be involved in this? Or do you want to understand when the participation phase is generally coming back to the market? And by recognizing these series of lower peaks, by recognizing the double bottom that we've just breached, we're starting to make a compelling case for Baba coming back into the list hard. Because basically it's broken through. By most metrics, it's a lot cheaper. Because we need to remember, this is a lot cheaper than a lot of things in the market right now. It's still down 40% from the peaks over here. 40% on Baba from its October highs. So it's breached. It's got a double bottom. Next target, of course, 242, 240. What if we turn around now and do this? Do you think there'll be buyers at the 223? I think it's very possible there could be buyers at the 223 from a technical perspective. So the recovery is certainly looking like it's in play. We've also got a big volume day, got a little bit of increased volume coming in. So I think risk is being said like, well, you know, we go and look at the hyper stocks. Maybe they love CrowdStrike. Maybe they love Net. Maybe they love Amazon. Are they as cheap anymore? SE, another amazing one. I wish I could play the ad for you guys. I think I'll get copyright struck. Do you reckon I'll get copyright struck if I play this Shopee ad? It's so funny. Oh, I love the Shopee ads. Guys, go check out the Shopee ads right now. It's well, not right now, after the stream. They're really funny. SE's the code if you're interested in that stock. Not cheaply priced. So Baba is coming through. I believe it's in recovery. Let's have a look here at the other big Chinese tech stocks. So we've got here JD breaching, very important little double high here. 2-week rejection, boom, big bullish candle, and bang, we are off. We're coming into resistance here early in the session. But I still think when you're looking at these charts, the recovery is in play. Even think about it from a series of trough, let's call it peak over here in terms of the higher trough. Imagine if we get a higher peak. Do we think JD will come back in? It does make some sense. It certainly does. Another one, Baidu. Right at the resistance, going to breach it, it looks like today with a closure above 204. This is a stock that was kind of made famous after all of that stuff went down with the hedge fund. And it went from 137 up to 350 and then all the way back down to 181. But this has got some run in it. Even if we don't get back to there, let's say we get back to around here. Is that like a 36% gain? Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So these Chinese tech stocks, when they go crazy and they go fast. And even though they're large companies, you know, market capitalization here is $69 billion. By some US standards, that's quite small. Hamid Julius says SE fundamentals is horrendous, but their execution is beautiful. Their execution is so funny. Yeah. Got 2 parcels from Barber today. All good, says Graham Stevens. Good luck, Graham. Hopefully you do well. All right. We've got another donation coming in here from Ultimus. Says $4.99. I'm still holding Barber. Let's go. Good luck. Good luck, man. Barber is looking technically good, in my opinion. It looks technically good right now. Thank you very much for the subscribers coming in as well. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hopefully, this year, 2021, we might be able to take the channel to 100K. That would be phenomenal. But really, we cannot do it without your help. So thanks very much for the subscriptions, the likes, the super chats, everything else you guys have been doing. It's amazing. And we'll probably start adding some more videos soon. I've got some big plans for the channel moving forward. Guillermo Sanchez, super chat $5. Hi, Tom. Gilly. Gesher here. Okay, man. Good to have you here. Opinion on stocks MNKD and OTRK. Thank you. Well, no, thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, let's have a look here at those stocks. MNKD, Mankind Corporation. 523, 10% up today. All right, let's have a look at the weekly for you. We've done this one before. Daily. Bizarre amounts of volume on the Friday session. Wow. What strange amounts of volume. And then today it's firing at 10.34%, I guess because it's a biotech. Why was there so much short volume that came in and then fear and then buyers? Anyway, whatever reason it was. You've breached this. Now, from a perspective of what you would do next, I mean, you would always just target 6. It's very clear what you would do. You do have... It's kind of a strange one because you've got a peak, then you've got a trough, then you've got a lower peak, then a lower trough, then you breach. Usually what you prefer with a chart is more like this. And then it breaches. What that shows you is that there's a lot of buyers that are sitting hidden here and they can't wait to get in this stock. So they're not allowing it to go down anymore. They're just pushing it through and then hoping it can get to something like the $6. Yeah, they're hoping it. Man, people are really getting into me about the log versus the way I've got it set. Yeah, so here, the $4.91, we're cleaning that. I would say probably 523. It might come back down a little bit, hit this previous resistance, and then hopefully find buying pressure. $6 is the target on MNKD. Let's have a look also at OTRK. OTRK, On Track Inc. Now, that one doesn't look interesting. Huge gap, I understand, between this, $59 and then all the way down to $34. This is one where you have to set alerts and you have to be a patient beaver. Because if you're not going to be patient, you don't set alerts, what happens? We get stuck in positions. And we sit there for months and months and months with our money, doing nothing, waiting, hoping for the breakout. Where is your breakout going to occur? Somewhere around $40 plus closure. And see that big weekly rejection? So if we go over to a daily, we need to see it breach at least $40 on the daily. And are you going to get the cheap price? Probably not. If you pick up down here and you buy the full dip, then maybe you'll be able to get lucky on the bottom of the support. But yeah, realistically, you're never going to get the cheapest price employing like breakout strategies and working on accumulation into the closure. But at least it saves you from making some terrible mistakes as well. And sitting there for months and months and months while it breaks through. I look at 40 and 23. And of course, you've got some random thing happening at $30 as well. Gotham Bag says, I wish the chat allowed pics and GIFs to be posted directly. That would make things so much more interesting. Yeah, well, we can't. Unfortunately, it's just not possible. If you want to post memes, though, dude, get into the Discord, as you know. Post them through there. Let's have a quick look at, actually, some of the memes that came in on the Discord through the weekend. I chucked one in there today. It was pretty good. Let's have a quick look here. All right, let's have a look at this one. I'm going to use this one soon. Don't worry about that. Oh, man. Bears are awesome. That's pretty good. I don't mind that one at all. Yeah, there's some good memes in here, guys. That's a good one as well. I always like these McDonald's ones for the crypto. Yeah. So anyway, that were some of the ones I liked the most out of the weekend. And thank you very much for posting them, because I usually put them in the intro as well, which is a big help to me. So it's always good, guys. All right, so OTRK, we've done that in the middle of nowhere land. We know that it's going to take a while. Let's resume having a look at some of our favorite stocks for the week ahead so far. We got the TDOC pre-market sitting at barely green. The TDOC, you know, there's a good bit of information here. What is this candle? It is the long leg doji. And if the long leg doji is closed above here, even though 170 is the technical big issue for it, I actually think that could mean even further bullishness for TDOC. So we got that breakout. We had a good 2 strong days here. But now if we get another big session and it breaks and breaches this zone on the daily close, I'm actually bullish for it to close past 170. And that's just the change that happens by understanding the candles. If you look at this candle and you think indecision, and then it makes decision into the resistance, do we think there's probably more bullishness behind that? I'd say so. It's kind of like how I changed my goals on CRISPR last week, because CRISPR just obliterated the resistance. I wanted to watch it because I like that stock a lot. And we did, paid attention to it, and then you could scale out and scale back in. We've talked about all the different strategies. And then now it's looking like it's going to go on to the next levels. Let's have a look at Airbnb. Still trapped between the 20 and the 50 exponentials, the red one and the blue one. So 20 red, blue 50. If Airbnb breaches past 154 this week, I feel like we will get the 164. This is a very important breach. And when that happens, I believe they're on. Should be accompanied by volume. Apple, meandering around, looking towards its kind of 136 level. Still looks fine. Nothing really going on there. Snow continues to do bugger all, waiting for it to breach and close above like a 248, 249, so that we can see that one fire up. End phase. Probably, I feel like it's kind of at the resistance. Look at that big rejection, went to excess. Let's have a look at Shop for a second. Yeah. So Shop went into excess over here when it breached that resistance. And I think it went too crazy, too quick, trapped heaps of retail herd traders and then dumped fairly hard. I feel like that's where we're at with end phase. So if you look at the end phase chart, it went very hard. This was amazing trade. I mean, look, you take the distance from here to here, extrapolate that out from the break, and it goes straight into the resistance. I just feel like it's too much for this stock. What do you guys think? Too much? Is that good resistance, or is this thing going to obliterate and keep going? Next level is going to be 200, then 220. Ulrich Nielsen coming in with a DKK $20. Hope you're good, Tom. I am. Please have a look at TME. We'll do so soon. Interesting stock. TME. I'm actually going to add it onto my watch list because I agree with you. It's going to go in the bottom. Yeah. I know exactly what you're looking at in TME. I was looking at this in the private community today and I thought, damn, you know, it's getting close, guys. Like, it's getting close. This is another one of those stocks that got obliterated earlier this year. You can see where it went. It was up at $32. It got dominated down to $14.60. $14.60, put in perspective, you've got July 20. It was higher than that. And you've got 2019. This is like JD in some ways. You got 2019. This stock was worth more than it is now. And all of a sudden, all we're looking for is just a breach up here. Now, if that occurs, do we think that TME comes back into play? Absolutely. And that's why we're going to add it to the list, because if it does occur, from a technical perspective, that's a channel. That's accumulation. If we see volume starting to increase, it'll also be a big sign for us. And if we breach, you know what happens next, guys. It's all about participation phase, up to the 19, up to the 20 zone. If it breaches underneath this support, of course, that is terrible and terrifying. But at this point, I think TME is not bad, Ulrich. Good spot. And yes, I've been looking at it as well. Britsu says, yes, I want to get TME. Do you now, Britsu? John Smith says, could you please take a look at Wish? All right, we'll do it for you, John. Because you have my, John, what's the most popular? No offense, John. I just wanted to know, what is the most popular name in America? I think the most popular name in the world might be Muhammad. I think it's Muhammad. But what's the most popular name in America? I don't even know what it is in Australia. I kind of feel like it's Tom. It's probably not. But someone get me the stat. What is the most popular name in America? I'm pretty sure it's like a John or a James, yeah? Wish you're at the resistance of the previous big speculation move. This is actually, as we saw the other day when it was at 12, bigger volume than I would expect still in this one. So still some interest coming through on Wish. Past 15, then we probably go to something like $20. So you're really looking for a closure above here. You are really looking for that. Most popular in America is Donald? John. It is John Smith? Yeah. You know why I know? Because people fill in my spreadsheet. Sometimes when they want to get the free cheat sheet, click the link up above. You want to get the free cheat sheet. They put in fake details. And it's always like a James or a John Smith. And I'm thinking, damn, those John Smiths, they're sneaky, giving me the false details. Always John Smith, always James, something. It's funny as. John Doe, get that a bit. Filling in the forms with the sneaky names. You got to put your real details in there, guys. Come on now. I'm not just like some random spammer, Wish at the resistance, guys. 15 plus closure breakout would be what I'm looking at, but maybe just like I think you got to go 15. You really need to give that thing room. All right, we'll go back over here. With TME, I like it. Brianna D, $4.99. PLTR, nice. Or Clov. I've learned more from watching you every morning than I have with months of other videos and Discord groups. Thank you. No worries, Brianna. I'm glad that you're learning. That's the whole point. If you guys all remember, if you find good stocks, not just meme stocks, guys, I want to see good stocks as well. If you find them, share them with us, guys. I can't see everything. If you see something and you see, damn, that's a great channel. Damn, that looks like accumulation. Don't just be a hungry panda, just sitting there waiting. Oh, it's all mine. I'm greedy. You got to share the pot. When you see the rainbow, you got to share some of that pot. Otherwise, you're not going to, get the good karma. Let's have a look at PLTR. Palantir. That even made it in our list recently. Yeah, Palantir's looked really good. So it's been ranking because it's got strong retail community. It's breached our top resistance here, which has been great. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. Beautiful. Oh, look at the indecision. It's like PLTR's having like a game of cat and mouse. It's like we're above the resistance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resistance wicks. We've breached it. Long leg doji, bullish hammer, bearish shooting star. I mean, does this stock have no idea what it wants to do next? Absolutely. But you know what? You get a little breach above here now and decision made. Hopefully you can keep going long. It's looking good still, but I would love to see one more bullish day. We can then flog through the 27.40 and start to make our way back up to $30. I mean, this stock was always one of the ones that had potential. It definitely always had potential. Mark says, I'm glad you mentioned that rainbow pot, Tom. Yes. Tom Quimby says, good karma. I like that. Hey, it's a thing. It's a thing. If you give people good stuff, I've always said the one thing I'm always going to do, and I learned this from this guy that's like 23, and this is not philosophy, but whatever. Basically, he said to me one thing, and he was real rich, really, really rich. And he treated me like I was like his peer, and I was very surprised. And I thought, wow, this guy's like taking me seriously, and I'm like 21, And this dude's like 35, 36. He's worth millions of dollars, and he's not changed his opinion. And that was a very powerful thing. And I thought, damn, that guy is a boss. Because most of the time when you meet like really rich people, like multi-millionaires, they change or they become like a bit dodgy. And sometimes I wonder whether they're getting the bad karma because of that. Anyway, PLTR looks fine. Let's have a look now at the other one you wanted, which was CLOV. So obviously we've gone from a stock that's popular with retail to a stock that's popular with the short squeeze. Will CLOV be a beneficiary of people getting hyped up about the biotech today? Oh, I tell you what. Volume's pretty poor. Discussion's everything here. So you have to go over to this. You have to put in the CLOV. Oh. Why has it not even come up? Hey? CLOV, yeah? There we go. Message volume tipped up a little bit but didn't go rampant. So I think that's a problem. You know, with these squeeze stocks, you need the message volume to be constantly ticking higher. And when that's constantly ticking higher, then you know your price is good. For it to just be kind of floating around here and have this poor person here just be like, oh, please. He doesn't even believe. He's just got 3 emojis. He should have 27 emojis, at least. This guy's not very enthusiastic, I gotta say. So you got no enthusiasm. Got people with excuses. Up. This person's, you know, that's a good one. That's a good one. They're happy. I'm not impressed. There's not enough discussion here to create enough hype. So, you know, with only 3 rocket emojis instead of 27, it's not going to work out for you. But in all seriousness, CLOV, it needs to breach past 1550 to get back in and interested. At this point, it's very, you know, coin flip. Do you want to coin flip that kind of thing? I probably wouldn't. If you get what I'm saying, Brianna. Ultimus, $4.99. API breaking out soon. API. Let's check it out. I assume you're talking about the American stock and not the Australian one. Ooh. Okay. I see. This point. Oh, I was hoping that trend line must have gone dyslexic on the weekend. Okay, so you have 2 kind of little trend lines that you got to deal with here. Let's go to the 4-hour. We've done this stock before, I think, for you. It's tough. I can see your breakout potential, like 47.50 plus, though, is what you really need. It's not going to do it just here. I want to see this repair happening. I want to see this one. Shivam says, does Facebook break out again after some consolidation? We'll check out Facebook. Definitely was one of my favorites in the big FANG stocks for sure. Yeah, so we've got resistance. We've got resistance in the downward trajectory trend line. It's stuck really between these 2 zones. I find like there's a little bit too much problems for me. You got closure above here, then to the 50, then you got problems at the 50, you got problems with the trend line. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you see a stock and you think, I kind of want to own it, but unless you're investing in it from a trade perspective, I see problems everywhere. And when I see problems everywhere, I'm freaking out. And that will mean that I do bad trade management. Again, very important to consider this because there's always another opportunity around the corner, guys. And then I don't like it from that perspective. So I think the problem here is just there's too many issues coming up for it. You got the 50, you got the resistance break into the trend line. They're my main problems. And the 50 is the real deal. I think it's too hard. Garrett Self, super chat $5. Can you use TA on a weekly and monthly candlesticks? Yeah, we can. If so, will you check SWBI, American gunmaker with recent earnings beat? Sure, man. You should always start at those ones. SWBI, sorry. Smith & Wesson, yep. Whoa. That's a big candle. That's a big earnings beat. I didn't realize it had done that well. Nice. big closure, isn't it? So yes, you should always actually start with whenever you're looking at investment. You've always got to start, or even trading. You start the monthly, then you go to the weekly, then you go to the daily. It's something we teach in our course. The whole thing, if you're interested, by the way, we've got to end of financial year here for Australia because we have a different financial year from America. Sale in the description below. But yeah, basically the thing that we're looking at is we want to go monthly, weekly, daily, and all the way down through the top-down approach. And we do this because we need to know where the stock has been in the history. We need to get a lie of the land and have a very good understanding. I made this mistake when I first started. My mistake was I would sit on a 5-minute and 1-minute chart, and I would have no idea of whether I'm trading into a key resistance, key support, anything like that on the bigger time frames. So here, what just happened is incredibly significant. Look at these monthlies. We've got a huge rejection off the zone, long leg doji, decision made on the monthly was before the breakout happened. Big long leg doji, huge amounts of rejections. We had one big bullish green candle. Now, would that be enough for me to start scaling into the order? Damn right it would be. If I wanted to hold this, absolutely. And we find that on the monthly. Then we go into the weekly. And you start to get, great bullish close here. Again, I'd be incredibly bullish here. I mean, I probably should have been all over it. That is a absolute big amount of volume coming in, big bullish close, higher than any of the other peaks. Yeah, super strong. Problem with right now is that you're at $30. You've had a massive move. That move in legs terms is huge. Like it's the same kind of length. So you can't buy it. And you just can't buy it here. You'll have to actually wait for a pretty serious correction or at least some sideways action before you can do it. It's very difficult to buy that at this zone. Thank you for bringing it to our attention though, Garrett. And yes, TA will work on these big time frames. Actually works better. The higher the time frame, the better it works. Less likely to get muddled up in the noise. Cody says, Houston Vision says, look at Reliance. I'm thinking of shorting it. With an angry face. Probably nothing going on here too much, I would say. I understand you're short. I understand the take at like an 1870 kind of area is where the shortness comes here. But yeah, I don't think it's like an amazing setup. But yeah, I understand that that's what you're looking at. So have a look at the daily. The short was probably more that candle there. So you had consolidation coil at the peak. Then you breach below. And what you're basically saying is the market's gone, yeah, I'm bullish. I'm still trying to reset all the indicators. I'm ready to move up. And, oh, wait, no, the sellers have got control. And they pushed it down. So interesting one. But yeah, that's what we're checking out. Holy moly. Derek. 4 with 1,000,000 zeros. 4. Big support of the channel. Hong Kong, $100. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, Tom. I bought TTD at 52 a month ago, then sold at 76 last week. Well done. What's your view on its technical analysis? What about ASML and LRCX? Well, because of your very generous donation, I guess we're going to have to do them all, won't we, Derek? Let's have a look at TTD to start off with, man. The trade desk. A few people talking about this. They like this stock. The trade desk. So this split, didn't it? Because it was like $700. Is that correct? This split. Pretty sure it did. My view is actually kind of bullish on it. I understand why you've taken it off here, and I still think it could turn around. Do I like it enough, though, to re-enter a position here? I don't think so. It's a good take profit. I totally understand your play. You've got supports. You've got resistances. You've got a good chance that it does something like that next. You've still got 90 very open, though. So I guess the way I would think about it is I go like a 4-hour here, man. I would look at this across the board from a technical perspective. I would say, okay, I've picked the key zone. I know what I'm doing. I'm a boss. I'm sitting at 76. It's all good. And then if we start coiling here and we break out again, what's the next logical target? Well, it's probably going to be about $90. So I think if you start coiling here and start resetting the indicators, which makes sense exactly at this level, that'll be a good zone. And congratulations on getting the trade as well. What price you buy it at? 52. Nice. On the break. Oh, beautiful, dude. It's good trading. Well done. Very good. Let's have a look at ASML. So we're looking for coiling on that stock. What about ASML, you say? Daily? Oh, it's on a monster. Okay, well, you have a bearish side here coming forward. Peak, trough, lower peak, potential for lower trough here. 50 exponential as well coming through at the same time. I'd be looking for, if it breaches under here, I wouldn't be excited about it moving up, at least initially. I would also go over to the weekly and see which moving average it's been picking up off. And it seems to be the last two times, and most of the times, the 20 exponential moving average has been the better pickup. So as long as it holds above this line, everything's all good. But if it gets under this line, what's the next logical target? 20 moving average on the exponential on the weekly. I feel pretty good about that. We've done that one for you before, and I think nothing changes from last time. Let's have a look at Lam Research Corporation. Another one that's following weekly 20. Very common mean reversion target for this. Bring on the horizontal. 20, not even 22, 18 minutes to go till we get market open as well, guys. We'll do our full breakdown here in just a few seconds. So don't go anywhere because it's going to be a good one. We'll do that in just a few secs. 672 high breach, and you're looking at support coming in very soon. So about 600 on the support, 632 current price. So if you're in it, you're kind of looking for it to go to 672. Breach of this zone, I would take the distance of that move, extrapolate that out and get a 745. Good luck, Derek. Thank you very much for the support as always. All right, let's do a bit of a breakdown here and go through everything. So we've got Airbnb, AAPL, Snow, Enphase, RK. RK looking strong in the morning, up 128.82, 2.65%. So it's going to go to exactly the peak resistance that we've had as a target. Beautiful stuff. Congrats. Let's have a look at ARKG. 93.93. Not bad for the index. Play 4.27% on ARKG. Beautiful. Very happy with that. Nice. Let's go over to CRISP. We already know that. Smashing it. Moving towards 160 is the kind of area that we're thinking, and that's exactly where it is. I'm actually more bullish on CRISP over the long term, so... But yeah, about 167, I think, was my main aim. Get the distance of down here to up here. If you've missed it, unfortunately, it's probably gone at this stage. AMD, now that's one that hasn't completely gone away from us. Let's have a look here at the daily. Okay. I think it's a pretty serious breakout. Got lower peak, lower peak, lower peak, lower peak, breach. 88 seems quite likely for AMD this week if we continue this bullish pressure. And then hopefully like a 92, where the bears get control of this market again, anything under the 82.51. Because we know that's going to come back through the trend line and be really, really bad. Remember, AMD are purchasing their own shares. They're definitely kicking goals. They're smashing Intel right now. And it does look pretty damn tasty on the charts. We got Z, which is Zillow. This... How do I put it? I hate it. But it breached. I mean, what else do we want, guys? You got 2.12% down on the Friday session. On the Thursday session, it breached up. It is a stock that's been in consolidation for quite some time. It's had volume coming through. I see it as a trade more than anything else, but it is right at the zone you would expect it to bounce off. We've got support or resistance, support, Support and resistance here. Resistance again, a breach and a breach of the downward trend line for Z. 127 initial target from a technical perspective. You can see it here. Oh, what do you think? Community, what do you what do you think about this one? Oh no, not Z, not Zillow Group. Why do I hate this thing so much? I guess I just can't believe in it. I just can't. This is the stupid property thing, yeah? Jeez, I just spelt water on myself. That's not good. Actually, that means we're going to have a great day. Neo is stalled, not firing anywhere. That's correct, Brian. At this stage, we don't see it. Good Channel says, quit your hating on Z. Chart looks good. That's correct. Chart does look good. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to put our opinions at the door about what we're looking at, and we've got to trade what we see. And that's what I really wanted from you guys there. I don't really care about this company. But yeah, that's exactly correct, man. Opinions at the door. We are seeing what we're seeing, and it's moving on up. It's moving on up. Speaking of other companies, we've got Zoom. At this stage, nothing, but we're watching like a hawk on Zoom. Got BA. Old Boeing kind of floating around, not doing much yet. It'll be slow, but I'm confident in it, but it's slow. CRM, another one that's very, very slow. It is coiling a bit here, so we'll keep looking at this. Now, Beam is an interesting one because this is a stock that had, by all technical reasons, a very nice breakout. We got a breach close high. We got nice coil. You got every moving average behind it. It's right at the zone. Beam is 37.97. It's right there. Right now. Right there. Damn. Gotham Bag says, I'm in Zillow at 143. How much is it now? What was Z? 118. Well, don't worry. I mean, the good thing, Gotham, is it's improving. That was an improving chart. There's no doubt in my mind. It's an improving chart. Trishan S has become a member. Thank you very much, Trishan S. You joined us as a day trader as well. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Make sure to sync your Discord and, of course, YouTube membership, and that will give you access to everything you need. Thank you also for the subscribers coming in here for the Monday session. Appreciate it, guys. So, yeah, Beam's a good one. Don't know much about the company, but that's right at the key zone. We did Barber. We did TME. We know where those are at. Let's have a look at Beyond. So Beyond lost its Duncan. Well, one of the Duncans, but not all the Duncans. 152 pre. This is big. So we never breached underneath. We got the long leg doji. We got the decision candle to the bull side. And if we go down here to the 2 hour... Okay, let's have a look. Resistance, 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 resistance. It's beautiful. Downward sloping, lower peaks. So that means that if we can finally breach above here, possibly Beyond Meat is go. It's go for the pumpy dumpy. Because this thing pumps and dumps like nothing else. That's actually a fully fledged move too that could occur. You know, you're talking about some insane movement if it does get fired up. Interesting. $200 would be the target with a 180 first take. From a technical perspective, I mean, you know, you look at the base here though. If it gets under 143, it's no good on the closure. So yeah, really interesting stuff going on there. So we're about 11 minutes till the market opens. We've got a few other super chats to do. Just quickly scrolling through all these right now. So we've got Etsy. That's breached, moved towards the 190. You can see here the supports. The resistance, that was a bit faster than I expected. DKNG still in all sorts of FUD issues. Futu, movement out, coming back down. And we'll watch that throughout the week. We've got Baidu and JD. We need to put them up the top because both of those are in good recovery here. GME is doing nothing. AMC stuck in range. With the short potential, do we actually have any firing yet? John Deere's right at the zone. You can see it's come all the way back up. So this will be a very interesting point for John Deere to see whether the shorters take back control of it. It's what we thought would happen after it breached here. it would come up to this zone. UPS, not up there yet. FedEx, all over the place. Okay. Ulrich Nielsen, ICPT bought at 16. Can we see 27? ICPT, let's have a look. Pharmaceuticals company. You can see anything with pharmaceuticals company. Good recovery. Looking for a breach of 22. 27, 28 is correct on your target, and 24 is your first problem. So yeah, you're about to breach, hopefully, this level today. 22. And then if 22 gets beaten out, then 27, 28 seems likely. You've got a trough. You've got a peak, you've got a higher trough, and then you've got a higher peak as a potential. And where you know you've got problems from a technical perspective will be anything under the, 21, probably my 1950 level, Ulrich. So good luck on this, man. Good luck. Add Tiger Chinese stocks. Yeah, actually, that's a good one. We will add the Tiger. Have a look at the Tiger. The one thing about the Tiger, how big is this? 3.8 billion. It's already had some really nice recovery in it compared to those other ones. We'll put it there. I'll look at it over tomorrow. Disney breakout and retest looks tastely. Yeah, I agree. Disney's actually one to be looking at. I'm waiting for it to get through these levels, man. This is the Disney chart that I was prepping for someone in the private community. This chart's good. In fact, it's coming back on because I do like that chart. All right, Disney's coming back on. The old boomer stock. Bring that up. There we go. Where's my music? We'll see it soon. Is Zoom trending down still? It's on the trend line. It's on the trend line. We did Tesla before, but I'll do it again. Tesla, I kind of feel like it could close the gap, but if it can't, what you're looking for this week, guys, is 700 plus. I mean, if it can breach this, it's back on, and you could see it go pretty heavy. I reckon like a 700 will get into a 750 very quickly as the retail community gets back on board hard on this thing. All that stuff about the 300,000 cars or whatever it is, I don't know how big a deal that is, even if it's real. So we've got here the gap fill as a potential for today, and a breach of 700 being a very bullish event, I believe, for Tesla. Kevin N says Disney is a great setup. Disney is a solid setup, yes. Ulrich, we did your one. We got Trishan S. Again, thank you very much for joining the day trader community. We've got Mike D, Super Chatter Canadian, $10. Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate your support. Let's give a quick... we got to give some claps to the guys giving these massive donations tonight as well. Let's give a clap generally for everyone that's done it, if you can, community. Hi, Tom. Can we please have a look at PSFE? Yeah, we can. PSFE. I saw that was trending before. PaySafe. $11. Now trading at $12.84 in the pre-market. We're 7 minutes away from the market open, everyone. We will take a look at it. The story of today, tech, biotech, anything with tech written in it has been the kind of story of the session. You're looking for exactly where... It's funny how the market will come in on the resistance. You can't say technicals aren't a thing when we take a look at the chart like this, guys, and you have this resistance support, and you're sitting at 1284 coming into the market open right around the level of problems. Next level, after you breach this zone, 14, man. 14 on PSFE. So, yeah, I'd be looking like this, maybe on shorter time frame. Hopefully something like that occurring. So maybe a good start here in the morning with a 5.16% up, a small dip, and then hopefully some consolidation or a little lightning bolt, smaller time frame into the 14. Good resistance across this board, and yeah, that's what I'd be looking for there in the PSFE. So people want some hype music coming into the open. We've got 1,405 viewers. Thank you very much. If you're new here, join the community, guys. Press that subscribe button. You've got to do it. Let's get a little bit of a subscribe train going. Come on, guys. I know there's a few out there. Not many. Actually, we mostly have a huge amount of loyal followers, but if you haven't, come and join us. Let's get this intro started, guys. Let's do it. 5 minutes until Monday opens, till the biotechnology makes us all a small amount of dollars. Hopefully you've been scaling in well, guys, to everything you've been doing the last couple of weeks, because I tell you, it's been good for the retail community stocks. All right, there we go. Let's get down to business. Let's set these charts up, guys. You got US 500 now, US 500 is right on that resistance. All right, we'll check this out early in the session. We'll go down to a 5-minute chart here. As always, community, vote now in the chat what you'd like to watch for the morning open. I'm going to steal CRISPR because I have a dog in certain races here. And you know what? I like to see CRISPR open big. So I will watch CRISPR personally over here on the right-hand side. What would you like to see? I assume Tesla's going to be in it. I know the community. You guys vote Tesla every single time. So we'll see what happens. Tesla and what other stock? It doesn't have to be a squeeze stock today because we're not seeing the squeezes move as heavily as the others. Let's do a quick roundup coming into the market here. Let's see what's green, what's red. Regeneron, boom, 3% up for Regeneron. Coinbase up 2%, very nice. Teladoc up 1.59. Who would have ever thought Teladoc would be anywhere near the top of the list of the $24 billion plus companies? What else have we got here? I'm actually considering, by the way, creating a new watch list, and making that watch list is kicking off all the crappy companies that I don't care about in the S&P 500. What do you guys think? Do you reckon we should create a new watch list that's just stuff we like? I think we probably should. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to kick out Lululemon. I'm just going to kick out some stuff that, no one really cares about anymore. It's a dead industry or something like that. What else is going on here? Nvidia, just a powerhouse, 1.7. So that thing's going to $800, it looks like, at this point. Twilio, another big breakout that's been doing well. ResMed, Square's probably a little bit underperforming, I think, in the morning. Probably should do better than that. On the red side, we have Boeing. We have Airbnb, stuck in between the 20 and the 50. JP Morgan, and others. Let's go over to the watch list. Let's look at the pre-market here. For everything, got CRISPR out there. These are more the speculation stocks. Palantir. It's not AMC that's really the biggest mover today. You can see AMC's in here at 2%. Let's see what the community voted for. Which one did you ask for? ACK says, go T-Doc. Yeah. Barber, CCIV, Square, ARCG, Tesla, Barber. Impressive. Tom, you should look at Viac. I've been looking at Viac, Brad. We'll check it out soon, though. Beyond. Yeah, that's a good one. AMC to Pluto. All right. It looks like Barber actually might be winning this morning. Dear God. You guys love Barber. All right. Let's have a look at Viac. We've got, how long do we have to go? 40 seconds. Let's do a quick breakdown of Viac. Viac. Yes, that's fair. That is very fair, dude. Yes. That's a good breach. Okay. I'll give you Viac. It's coming in the list. It's got to do it in speculation, man. That is a solid closure above and volume. Let's have a look at the daily. I know we're coming to open. Yeah. You're right, man. Trough, peak, high trough, high peak. It's good. All right, here we go, guys. We are getting into the market open. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Let's get the opening bell. Here we go. Congratulations for making it to Monday. Thank you for the 1,400 plus viewers that we've got through the session today. US 500 opens pretty much where it was going to. US 100 is the more important one, though. The Nasdaq here powering to a new high. You can see 0.48%. CRISPR opens only 8.75%, so that's a little bit under NTLA. Tesla. Where did Tesla open? 670, and Baba opens at a 229. Let's scroll through all of our favorite kind of stocks at this stage. What have we got? We've got Square up 0.73. Still a little bit weak there, I think, for what it should do. TDOC. Got Z up 1.26%. Not a bad looking technical there. We've got Snow. Enphase just continues to be a powerhouse. Yeah, I don't know about Enphase. Crazy where it is. But if it does breach this zone, it gets past the resistance of that previous wick, then you get looking at 200 and 220 as the next targets. ARC K, ARC G, both doing incredible. PLTR doing good. It's all doing real well. Look at that Nasdaq just powering. Oh, it feels good, guys. We've been in the right sectors for the last couple of months. Very nice. This turnaround is doing well. AMD coming in strong today as well. 1.52%. That's good. Beam, flat as a tack. Disney, not doing much, but still looks good. Baidu, powering 2.2%. And Beyond Meat, 3.63. So that thing's going for a big breakout today to the bullish side. It really is. Because these are a little bit boring, let's have a look at PSFE. PaySafe 1321. So it's up 8.19% now, going towards that 14. It's crazy. It's good. Ivan, NG, Singapore, $6.98. Hi, Tom. Can you have a look at QuantumScape, please? Sure can. Should I be waiting for a close above 32.60 as confirmation? We'll check it out in just a second. Let's have a look around the rest of the markets. Let's click all the buttons. Percentage change, CRISPR, Churchill, CCIV, 5.57%. It's pretty impressive for CCIV to be back here. That stock was dead as a doornail. Didn't quite get round to that one this morning, but yeah, that's nice. So Biogen continues to slide, 2.21. Doesn't surprise me after that huge move it had. Enphase Energy, Baidu. Yeah, makes sense. Baidu, I think Baidu could be one of those stronger ones. So that Viac, Baidu, what's that? What's the Disca? Is it Disca as well? There's another one of the stocks that got beaten during that session. Someone needs to send me in the Discord community, what are all the stocks that got beaten by that hedge fund owning them and then everyone dumped it? Because everything, all the rotation's now picking up some of these undervalued stocks. People are just looking for hyper, crazy stuff, and something that's at a better valuation. This is a great day. What a big open. Yeah, that's really good, dude. So Viac opened 2.46%. I totally see what you're saying. That's a good spot. I just want to have a look at this for a second. I tried to buy the Discovery Channel, the Go thing. You can't get it here in Australia. So this is even starting to recover there a little bit. Viac was the biggest. Yeah, Disca as well. Yeah. And they're all recovering. They're all showing the signs of recovery across the board. You know, series of lower peaks. All of a sudden, we're going to breach it. Get above like the 3150. We'll have to add Disca back in. I mean, you got to remember, no one's thinking about this stock anymore. This thing went insane. Way too much, don't get me wrong. But I actually kind of like this programming. I watch the Discovery Channel. I know it's trash sometimes, but I kind of like it. What have we got? $35-ish is a very clear level for it as well. All right. Well, we're going to start adding some of these in because we've got to be ahead of the market with a lot of this stuff if we can be. Jassa says Viac, Baidu, good. Baidu, Discovery, and Vips. Yes. AMD now up 2.17%. Good. Come on, baby. Get us to the promised land of recovery here, AMD. That's a textbook breakout on Viac with insane upside, says Pete Udall. Hey, Pete, I'm not debating it. I put it in the list straight away, man. I saw it and I went, yes. Yes. Now, we need to go back to QuantumScape for Ivan. He's been patiently waiting. What do I got here? QuantumScape. Okay. Should I be waiting for 3260 as close confirmation? I don't think you need to wait just that long from a technical perspective. I mean, yeah, 3260 will give you everything you need. So I guess you're probably correct. So you got support, resistance, resistance. Remember, this is a bearish candle, so it gapped and then broke down. What I think you need is above the 50 exponential. And then that will give you your trough, your peak, your higher trough, and it'll give you a higher peak anyway, because remember, this is inconsequential to a degree. It just gapped up and then sold off the whole day. It wasn't a bullish closure. Bullish is most important. The other thing that you can look at is just a weekly close above that kind of like level here. And when that occurs, then you're probably looking more bullish, man. Yeah, interesting one. Definitely on its knees. You do need to wait for the accumulation to happen. Yeah, and look at volume as well, Ivan. We've got Rocktopus 306, Canadian, $5. Russell rebalance on Friday. What does this usually do? My first time following the market, so I don't know what to expect. Most of the positions usually get bought into earlier, Rocktopus. So it's, look, balancing, I don't think it's easy to follow balancing. And I think that's a big problem that a lot of people have. I'll just bring this down so people can see their favorite stocks going. Yeah, look, I'm not a huge fan of following the balancing too much, even though I know it's super important because it's often done earlier than you expect. I just really follow more the sector rotation. So for me, Rocktopus, it would be follow the sector rotation more than anything else, and to watch when a sector is doing nothing for a segment. Remember, it's all about if nothing happens and then you see a breakout technically on a sector, what's happening? Rotations going in there. You're using price action as the early indicator that nothing happened and it's time for you to make some money. And that's exactly what we did on the biotech sector over the last 3 to 6 months. Well, mostly 3 months because I've only been talking about it for a month really. But if you have a look here, and we actually load this up. Let me get this open. And we check out the 3 months or the 1 month even. Have a look at the difference. Look at the IBB coming out. Then we look at the 3 months. Look at what IBB's been doing. It's been very lackluster, guys, until recently. Very lackluster. If you look at year to date, it sucks until recently. See? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. All of a sudden we break out. Oh, what do you know? IBB, the best performing sector over the last month. So it's about understanding, is it the time for it? Is it the time of year for it? Because seasonals happen. And that's the type of thing we want to really focus in here on the markets. So guys, look, it's a pretty good day across the board. I would say that the Chinese stocks are definitely in. Viac was breaking pretty nicely there. Beyond's definitely having a bit of run on it. I'd say the chitter chat's improving here as well. We should see a clear clear decision tomorrow on it. You can see all the long leg dojis and indecision candles. We'll be revisiting this one. It's a pumpy dumpy, that type of stock. And yeah, Square's, oh, see, I told you, Square was probably undervalued there early. 246 up 2.48, and TDOC at the peak 2.93%. Even Zed's firing. Wow. US 100 0.86%. Phenomenal stuff. Damn. It's a good day if you're in these stocks. GME's mooning. Really? Scroll down here. GME's going up. Probably too early for us to tell. Oh, we'll get to check out GME tomorrow as well. It's going to be a good week. But remember, it's non-farm payrolls. If you don't know what that is, it's the US jobs numbers, and you've got to pay attention to those ones. Trilly Messiah says bearish Square. Who the hell's bearish Square? We're not bearish Square at this point. Don't forget Fastly, says Michael. We forgot Fastly once it fixed the gap there, man. GME on the move. Yeah, it's on the move. I think it's definitely a sleeper hit. And actually, that's a decent amount of volume. Let me have a look here. Daily. Okay. Why is there so much volume there in comparison to recently? GME may be on the move. Let me have a look at rankings for a second. Not that this will be when the normal community gets involved in it. I think it's still a little early, but that is definitely positive signs. If that is the little bit extra volume coming through, bit of a movement up. I mean, we obviously have 240 is where the participation really comes back into the market. Let's go to the 1 hour setup here for a second. Jeez, it's really close. Big volume coming in this morning. We'll check it out tomorrow. That's all we can do. I'm not going to stay around for the whole session following the GME. Thank you so much, guys. I really enjoyed today. It was a great session. I hope you guys did too. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy the content. And if you're interested as well, watching, we've got an end of financial year special. You can use EOFY21 on our website, www.fxevolution.com. Check it out. I'll chuck that in the description right now. And if you're interested in the course, come and check it out. www.fxevolution.com. Thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for the generous donations as well. And I hope you guys knock it out of the ballpark because it's crisp 7%, 4%, 3%. It's a good day. See everybody. Bye for now. Thanks very much, Thad. Appreciate the support there. Musti informs me Workhorse is up 8%. Let me just check CCIV for you as well. CCIV, the pumpy dumpy. 26.56 up 5. Remember when CCIV was at 60, guys? It seems like an eon ago. Anyway, catch everyone. Bye. Thad, I'm probably holding, but that's only because for me, I might not like if I was in it and trading it, then you'd probably clean up bio in the morning. But it's more for me.